Melina, do you have a second?
Hey, Jonah. You're still at work now, correct? What's going on?
This is about that dress for Katie and her upcoming birthday. Your mom wants to know about it. Did you finish up with it yet?
Oh, right. I heard that the dress has been finished up and is ready to go. Next Monday I'll have the day off work, so that's when I'll have time to head out and go get it. Is there something my mom wanted with it?
You of all people know that your mom doesn't really talk with you much, but she told me that this is your first time dealing with a child's dress, right? And, well, she got in touch with me to ask if you'd be able to have everything ready by the time of Katie's birthday.
I see.
And another thing, tonight after I finish work, I'm going back over to my parents' place and I'll be staying the weekend there.
What? Is there something going on there?
I just heard that my sister is bringing my niece home for once and I'll be able to see her again. And, well, I can't let a chance like that slip through my fingers, right?
So it's May that'll be coming, right? I see.
What?
It's nothing. I'm just wondering if she'll be asking for more expensive toys this time or not.
And so what if she does? She's my cute little niece, so what's wrong with me treating her to some gifts?
Well, you never really do things like that for your own daughter, Katie.
Well, besides her birthday and Christmas, there's no other important times of the year for her, right?
Whatever, Jonah. Even though I'm bringing this up again, you're still not getting my point.
Huh? Well, so be it. I'm going back to work now.
Hey, Jonah. I just got a call from my mom saying that you went to go and get that dress for Katie.
Huh?
She asked me if I knew anything about you going out to get that dress, and I had no clue either.
Oh, so she contacted you about that? Well, so be it. I was able to at least get it.
What are you talking about? We already talked about how I'd be going out to get the dress on Monday once it was finished. And by the way, my mom told me that you told her you'd be taking that dress and going with it to your parents' house? What the hell are you wanting to do with it?
Actually, today is May's birthday and all.
Huh? May is celebrating her birthday today? Don't tell me you're taking that dress to her so that she can wear it today.
That's what I'm doing, though.
Are you kidding me? I was working on that dress with the help of my mom for Katie to wear at her birthday party next week. Katie hasn't even gotten to try it on yet.
Katie has her birthday on the 15th, right? But May's birthday is on the 13th, which means she gets to come first. I know it's a little early, but this is when she wanted to celebrate. The choice was between saving this for Katie or using the dress right now as a present for May. So I chose May. I'll make sure to give the dress to Katie later, okay?
Hold on a second. Did you ask for us to make that dress for May and not really for Katie?
I already spoke to Katie about this, so it's fine, right?
What? Katie knows about this?
At first, Katie started to cry because she wanted it to be her dress and all, but then I told her that she's not my kid if she acts that way. I had to teach Katie a lesson for acting like that when May said that she wants to wear it too. After yelling at her a bit, she finally agreed to let me give the dress to May.
What the hell? You're a dick, Jonah.
I knew you'd say something like that, and that's why I told Katie to never tell you about it. I made the right choice.
What the actual hell are you thinking, man? How about instead of taking the dress we were making for Katie and giving it to May, you go out and get a different dress for her birthday? You could have even asked us to make one for her too, and we would have.
My sister told me that it would be a waste of money to get May a dress just to wear on her birthday this year. But if she didn't get one, I'd feel bad for the poor girl, all right? That's why I'll let May wear the dress that was meant for Katie.
Don't you feel bad for Katie?
It's not like I'll be giving this dress to May for her to keep, so stop getting all worked up like Katie was.
My mom and I made that dress for Katie to wear. No matter how you look at this, you caring more about May is straight up wrong for you to do.
I just got here, so stop it with all of that whining already.
You really are an asshole, Jonah. I figured for some time now that you had something for May over Katie. But what you're doing now is completely screwed up. Your child isn't May, but Katie. Are you aware of that? Dude,
Would you look at that? May is already dressed up in that cute little dress. So cut it out with all of that whining now. We're gonna start celebrating her birthday now. You and Katie were never invited, so don't even try coming out here.
Even if we were invited, we wouldn't be going there.
Is that right? Hey, Melina. I just got back to the house, but what's up with this divorce paper?
Well, you're home already. I thought that you'd just stay there at your parents' house and get married to your sister so you could have May as a daughter.
Huh? What are you going on about? Why would I ever want to do all of that when I already have my own house and daughter?
I'm saying that we don't need a man like you in our family, when you never think about your own daughter nor care about her feelings.
What? Wait, that was never my...
Then why, Jonah? Why would you go out and take that dress my mom and I worked so hard on for Katie and bring it out for May to wear instead on her birthday?
I was just letting her borrow it. And by the way, I brought it home with me for Katie.
Listen, Jonah, my mom and I spent so much time working on that dress because my mom really wanted to make her granddaughter's day by giving her the best dress ever with me. But when you went out and grabbed that dress and then told my mom you would be heading over to your parents' house to go see your niece, you stomped on my mom's wishes and desires.
What? Hey, come on now. I let her borrow it and took it right back afterwards.
You don't have to understand what I'm saying, honestly. All of the people who are trying to help you get out of that messed up mind of yours are wasting their time trying to deal with you. That's why I've had enough. I am going to divorce you now. Both my mom and dad were furious about this, and Katie says that she hates you now.
What?
There's no way you're getting her trust back now, asshole.
Hey, Melina, what the hell is that picture you just posted on your Instagram?
If it isn't Jonah. Long time no see. It's been 2 months now since we had that divorce, so what do you want from me?
I'm talking about Katie's birthday. That dress she's in. The one you just posted her wearing on your Instagram. I can't really see her face, but that is Katie in that picture, right?
Ah, you're on about that? Is there something wrong with this?
That's totally different from the dress that May was in.
Yes, it sure is. That's because my mom and I worked on making a completely new one for Katie. It takes about 1.5 months to make a dress sometimes, and so for Katie, she had to wait 2 months before she could have her birthday party. She was finally able to enjoy her birthday.
Why? I gave you back the dress that I had May wear.
Yeah, you did give that one back. After learning about what went down from both your parents, your brother-in-law was pretty upset about what you did, right?
What?
It seems that your sister got around $2,000 from her husband's parents to spend on May's birthday, which included getting her a brand new dress. But that $2,000, it ended up going towards your sister buying herself a new high-end bag, right? And when your sister came crying to you about it, she asked you to get her Katie's dress, right? After that had been found out by everyone in the family, both you and your sister were divorced and lost custody of your kids, right? And your parents disowned the both of you as well?
I never thought that things would end up like this.
And that is why I really don't care about what's happened to you since then, Jonah.
What are you talking about?
Well, there was something else I heard about that really pissed me off to the point of losing all interest in you.
What?
Your brother-in-law asked me afterwards about selling her dress to get some of the money back that his wife, your sister, had taken from him. And so with the help of him and his parents, we sold it, and I gave him the money.
You what?
Thankfully, however, your parents had a beautiful old dress lying around from long ago that they said could be resized and given to Katie for her birthday. And that's where my mom and I stepped in and started to break that dress down and turn it into something completely new for Katie.
And that's why that dress in the picture is totally different?
Yep. My mom and I were forced to make another dress in the end, but the silk from your mom's old dress turned out to be some of the best material ever, and we put it to very good use. So that's the one thing I can be thankful for from all of this.
What the heck? I was forced into giving up a lot of my savings because of my sister's poor spending habits, and now we're having to pay for both Katie's and May's child support, so all of the money I had is draining away. If you had the money to make up a new dress like that, you could have used some of it to help me out.
Hey, everyone has cut ties to you, right? Do you understand what those words mean? Are you aware that you have nobody that wants to be around you anymore?
But Melina, my older sister won't even get a freaking job. After the divorce, she forced her way into this tiny apartment I was forced to get. All day long, she just sits around being lazy and is using up all of the water and electricity. She's also eating all of the food I get within days. She'll even order delivery all the time and use up my money on it. I'm not able to save a damn penny anymore. Why the hell?
I always assumed that your love for May over Katie was due to how much you were attached to your older sister ever since we started to date.
What?
But I guess you really do just let her have her way with you, huh?
Shut the hell up! If you can't understand how hard things are for me, you shut the hell up!
Sure, you don't have to tell me twice.
What?
You just wanted to ask about Katie's dress, right? Any other talk is just a waste of our time now.
No, wait,
I never really cared about my ex's life after the divorce anyway, so you sitting there going on and on about how things are going for you is kind of annoying me.
No, wait a second!
So, goodbye forever.
No, wait, I didn't want to annoy you. Actually, I wanted to ask if you could ask for a little less from me in child support every month. Hey, Melina!
The request to reduce child support came up in the very last moment. At this point, the amount had already been set at the minimum allowable, so the fact that my ex-husband is asking for an even greater reduction just indicates how cornered he must feel. During our divorce proceedings, I sought help from a lawyer who handled everything on my behalf. The lawyer also conveyed a similar request from him, suggesting that I might be the reason for his financial struggles, saying, "Isn't it because he's been pampering your sister-in-law too much?" When this message was relayed back to him, I heard he had a rather stunned expression on his face. It was not long after that, however, that my ex-husband went completely off the grid. While he continues to pay the child support regularly, which allows me to manage my living expenses, I can't help but wonder about his current situation. I suspect he must be doing well enough to afford the payments, yet something feels off. Meanwhile, my former sister-in-law, left behind with no other options, came to the realization that she had to start working to support herself. She accepted a live-in position at a workplace, which must have been a significant adjustment for her. I can only imagine how difficult it must be for her, especially since she's not worked before. The transition from a life of comfort to one filled with the harsh realities of daily labor has been hard on her. Reports indicate that she's struggling tremendously with this new reality. The initial excitement of independence quickly wore off, and she's been crying daily, overwhelmed by the demands of her new job. The hard work and exhaustion are evidently taking a toll on her both physically and emotionally. She's facing a steep learning curve, dealing with responsibilities that she had previously avoided. It's almost as if she's had to awaken from a long, cozy dream into a cold and unforgiving reality. I can't help but reflect on how differently she viewed her life before all this chaos ensued. She once lived comfortably, perhaps a bit too comfortably, thanks to the support of my ex-husband. Now she's facing the consequences of their decisions and lifestyle choices. I genuinely feel sorry for her. The job she's taken is no walk in the park. It demands not just physical effort, but also mental fortitude, and she seems to be struggling with both aspects. It's heartbreaking to think that someone I once called family is now in such a painful situation. Yet, as much as I empathize with her plight, I also recognize that this may serve as a harsh lesson. Life does not always go according to our plans, and when faced with adversity, we often discover strengths we never knew we had. Perhaps this experience will force her to grow and mature in ways she hadn't anticipated. While it's sad to see her suffering, I hope that she eventually finds a way to cope with and thrive in her new environment. On the other hand, my ex-husband's behavior continues to baffle me. One moment, he's pleading for a decrease in child support, and the next, he disappears entirely. It's clear he's under significant stress, and I can only guess the circumstances that led him to this point. Did he mismanage his finances? Did he make choices that put him in a compromising situation? Regardless, he's made it clear that he's unable to handle his responsibilities. The lack of communication from him raises many questions. Is he simply overwhelmed, or is he attempting to escape from his obligations? Either way, I have to keep moving forward. I have to focus on my life and my children's well-being. While his decisions affect us, I can't allow them to define our future. I'm committed to providing for my children and ensuring that they have a stable and nurturing environment. Their needs must come first. Looking back, I realize how crucial it is to have a support system in times of turmoil. Whether it's friends, family, or colleagues, having people to lean on during challenging times makes a significant difference. Although my former sister-in-law may not have had the same network, I hope she finds her footing soon. Perhaps she can reach out to others in her workplace or community for support. It's vital for her mental health to have someone to talk to, someone who can understand what she's going through. In the meantime, I will continue to navigate this new chapter in my life, one step at a time. I know I have to remain strong, not just for myself, but also for my children. They look to me for guidance and stability, and I refuse to let them down. While life has thrown its challenges our way, I remain hopeful that brighter days are ahead. After all, resilience is built through adversity, and I am determined to emerge stronger on the other side of this situation. As for my ex-husband and former sister-in-law, I can only hope that they find a way to confront their respective realities. Life is filled with ups and downs, but it's how we respond to those challenges that truly defines us. Each day presents new opportunities for growth, and I trust that they will eventually come to understand that as well. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Thank you for watching.
Hey, Keaton, is it true that you started working at a factory?
Huh? Oh, Dan, it's been a while, hasn't it? Since the middle school reunion, I think. What's up?
Forget the small talk, just answer my question. You were working in sales at some big company, right? If I remember correctly, it was one of those well-known, prestigious ones. And now I heard you're working at a factory. Is that true? Like, seriously?
Yeah, you heard right. I started training at a factory in M-Town about 2 weeks ago. It's a pretty solid place.
I knew it! I saw you in your work clothes heading into one of the factories my company outsources to, and you're still in training? So let me get this straight. You're 30 years old and you're a newbie at a factory? You gotta be kidding me. That's just too rich.
I don't really see what's so funny about it.
What's not funny? I mean, come on, you've got a good education, a decent degree, and you worked for one of those big, shiny companies. You probably wore a suit and everything, and now, what, you're in a factory? What kind of twist of fate is that? What happened? Did you mess up so bad they had to kick you out? I can't stop laughing. You went from climbing the corporate ladder to what, the bottom rung of a factory job? That's gotta sting, right? Now you're basically working for a company that's under mine. This is way too good. Man, remember back in middle school, you were always ahead of me, Keaton. Always. You got elected as student council president, leaving me in the dust. Everyone liked you. Even the hottest girl in school had the guts to confess to you. What was her name again? Jessica, right? You had it all.
I turned her down, though. It wasn't a big deal.
That's exactly why it pisses me off, you know? Like, who even does that? Someone like her confesses and you just casually turn her down? You didn't even care. You were always acting like you were above it all. That's the kind of thing that really sticks with a guy. It's why seeing you now in a low-paying factory job feels so damn satisfying. It's like the universe finally gave me a win. Here you are working at some factory while I've got a steady job and a good salary at a better company. It's poetic justice if you ask me. Now you're just a bottom feeder, a cog in the machine. How's that feel, huh? It's gotta suck.
Look, that's not exactly what happened, Dan. There's more to the story than you think, but honestly, after hearing you talk, I don't feel like explaining it to you. It's clear you're just here to gloat.
Oh, what's this? Is that supposed to be some kind of lame excuse? Come on, man, don't act all high and mighty now. I get it, you're just bitter trying to play it cool because you can't stand the fact that you've fallen so far. But the truth is, you're at the bottom now, just like the rest of the losers who can't make it. It's gotta hurt, huh? Admit it, seeing me doing better than you has gotta burn a little.
You know, Dan, you're exhausting. Seriously, I didn't leave my old job because I failed. I left because I wanted something different. But I'm done with this conversation. You're not worth the effort.
Wait, what? You're just gonna walk away? What, can't handle a little truth? I thought you were tougher than this, Keaton.
Nah, it's not about that. It's just that I got better things to do with my time than argue with someone stuck in the past. So yeah, I'm out. Later, Dan.
Hey, don't just walk away from me. Keaton!
Keaton, it's been such a long time. It's Mary from F Company. I used to work at the branch office.
Mary, it really has been a while. I hope you've been well. It's great to hear from you.
I'm doing well, thank you. Actually, the reason I'm reaching out is that I've recently received a transfer order. I'm being moved to F Company's headquarters in M City. While I was visiting your company's New York office to introduce myself and meet the new sales representatives, I was surprised to learn that you're now working at a factory in M-Town. Is it true? Are you finally making the move?
Yes, it's true. It's been a long time coming, but my father finally told me it was time to begin. I'll be traveling around a lot for a while, visiting various locations and learning the ropes. But to start, I'm undergoing training at the factory in M-Town, which is close to my hometown. After this, in about 3 months, I'll be heading to the Texas branch for further training.
I see. Well, that sounds like quite the journey. Sounds like you'll be very busy for the next few months. Well, it's a bit sad that we might not get to work as closely together anymore. I hope we can continue to maintain a strong relationship between our companies. I'm looking forward to working with you, even if from a distance.
Absolutely, I feel the same way. Thank you for your continued support, and I look forward to working together with you and F Company in the future.
Actually, there's something else I wanted to mention while I have the chance. If you're available, I'd like to invite you to something. You see, in just about a month, F Company will be celebrating our 20th anniversary. We're planning a special event to commemorate the occasion, and we would be honored if you could attend as a guest.
Wow, has it really been 20 years already? That's incredible! Congratulations to F Company on such a remarkable milestone. It must feel like such an achievement.
Thank you so much. Oh, we're really excited about it. It's a huge event for us, and we're planning a big celebration. And as someone who's been an important part of our business relationship over the years, we would love to have you join us. How does that sound?
Me? Are you sure? I'm honored that you'd think of me, but I didn't expect an invitation to something like this.
Of course. In fact, your company's senior managing director will be attending as well, representing your company. It'll be a great opportunity to reconnect with him and other industry leaders. You're someone who's played a significant role in our business dealings, so we definitely want you there.
I see. So the senior managing director will be there too. That's quite an event.
Exactly. We're really looking forward to it, and it would mean a lot to have you there.
Wow, since I'll be nearby anyway and it's such a special occasion, I'd be happy to attend. Thank you so much for the invitation, Mary. I'd love to join you for all the celebration.
That's wonderful to hear. I'll make sure to send over all the details about the event soon. I'm really glad you can make it. I know it'll be a fantastic event, and it'll be great to catch up in person.
I'm looking forward to it as well. It sounds like it'll be a memorable evening. Thanks again for thinking of me. I'll see you there.
Absolutely. See you at the party, Keaton.
Take care until then. Hey, what the hell are you doing here? Why
Why are you at our company's anniversary party? This event is for important people, our main clients, stakeholders, and major investors. So how the hell did you get in?
What? I don't understand.
I'm in charge of managing the guest list for this event, and just a moment ago I saw you walking in. But I'm telling you right now, don't get too comfortable. You're not getting inside.
Oh, wait, I see now. F Company is where you work, isn't it?
Ha! You think they invited someone from a lowly subcontractor like your factory? You've got to be kidding me. This party is for big players only. There's no way they'd invite someone like you from the bottom rung. You're from a subcontractor. They don't get invites to events like this. Seriously, what were you thinking? You're really overstepping your bounds.
No, that's not right. The invitation clearly states that all business partners, regardless of their status as prime contractors or subcontractors, were invited. There's no distinction.
Ha! That's rich! You think that just because you're technically a business partner, you belong here? Dude, don't kid yourself. You're nothing but a bottom feeder, and the fact that you're even trying to walk in here is absolutely hilarious. Same old you, always pushing your luck and acting like you belong somewhere you don't.
Actually, I have an official invitation right here. And to clarify, I wasn't invited as a subcontractor representative, but for another reason altogether.
Sure, like I'm gonna believe you. That invitation is probably fake, right? You went to some shady print shop and had it made up to look real. You don't seriously expect anyone here to believe you're supposed to be here, do you?
How about you actually take a look at it before jumping to conclusions? It's a legitimate invitation.
Nah, I'm not wasting my time on fake invitations. Why would I bother looking at something so pathetic? You're lucky I'm even giving you the time of day.
Well, I'm not here alone. My superior is with me.
Oh, you mean that washed-up-looking old guy standing next to you earlier? You think I didn't notice him? What a joke! He looked just like you, another bottom dweller from the lowest tier of society. It's laughable. I seriously can't believe they let people like you near events like this.
Listen, that old guy you're talking about is someone pretty high up at the company, and you should really think twice before disrespecting someone like that. I don't know if you realize it, but you're talking to a representative of a business partner. This kind of attitude could really come back to bite you.
Right, like I care. All I know is this. Subcontractors from low-class factories are strictly forbidden from entering this party. End of story. Now do yourself a favor and get lost before you embarrass yourself any further. Go back to your little factory where you belong.
You're really making a mistake here. I'll just say this. Whatever happens after this is out of my hands, but don't say I didn't warn you.
Keaton, thank you so much for attending our company's 20th anniversary party. We are honored to have you here as a guest.
Mary, thank you. I actually saw you earlier in the lobby near the reception area, but you seemed quite busy running around with preparations, so I didn't want to disturb you. I was hoping to greet you directly, but it's been a little challenging. Where are you right now?
Oh, my apologies for missing you earlier. Yes, things were a bit hectic with the final preparations for the event, but now everything is running smoothly. I'm currently inside the main hall near the entrance to the banquet area. Are you nearby? I can come out to greet you properly.
Well, how do I say this? Unfortunately, I'm currently heading back. Let's just say it's because of an unpleasant situation at the reception area. I don't think I'm going to be able to stay.
Wait, what? Heading back? What happened? Did someone say something to you? Please, tell me what's going on. Did someone make an inappropriate comment?
Yes, actually. There's an employee of your company by the name of Dan, correct? He works in the General Affairs Department, if I'm not mistaken.
Dan? Yes, we have a Dan in General Affairs. He's currently handling some of the reception duties for the event, along with the rest of his team. Oh no. Oh, don't tell me he said something disrespectful to you.
Unfortunately, yes, Dan and I were classmates back in middle school, and it seems he still holds some sort of grudge against me. He found out that I'm currently in the middle of training at the M-Town factory and assumed the worst. Without even letting me explain, he started throwing insults, saying things about how I'm working for a lowly subcontractor and that someone like me doesn't belong at this kind of event.
I can't believe this. Oh, I am so terribly sorry, Keaton. That is completely unacceptable. Please, I insist that you don't let this affect your evening. If it's all right with you, I would be honored if you would still join us at the party. I will personally meet you at the reception area and ensure there are no more issues. You are a valued guest, and I will make sure you're treated as such.
Thank you, Mary. I appreciate your understanding. I'll head back and meet you at the reception area. It's just unfortunate that this happened at all. I didn't expect to be treated like this, especially by an old classmate.
Keaton, please believe me when I say that this is not how we treat our partners, especially someone like you. Dan will be dealt with accordingly, but for now, please let me make it up to you by ensuring you have a pleasant time at the party. I will speak to the reception team and make sure everything is handled smoothly.
I appreciate it, Mary. I'll make my way over now. I didn't want to cause any trouble, but I also didn't want to just leave without saying anything. It's comforting to know you're handling this situation.
Dan, what on earth have you done?
Huh? Oh, it's you, Mary, from the sales department? What's wrong? Did something happen?
You kicked Keaton out of the party, didn't you?
Oh, that? Yeah, I did. Some lowly worker from one of our subcontracted factories had the nerve to try and sneak into the party. So as the person in charge of reception, I made sure to get rid of him immediately. He had no business being here.
What were you thinking? First of all, both subcontractors and main contractors were invited to this event.
Wait, what?
And more importantly, Keaton isn't just any factory worker. He is the heir to A Corporation's CEO, the most important business partner we have. He's their future president.
What?
And the person he was with, that was A Corporation's executive vice president.
The executive vice president?
I can't believe this. What have you done, Dan?
But Keaton works at one of the subcontractor factories in M-Town. How could he be?
That factory has been under A Corporation's umbrella for the last 2 years. Didn't you know that?
It is?
Yes, the operations within the factory haven't changed much, so they're still working closely with our company. But the ownership shifted when A Corporation acquired it.
I didn't know.
Keaton is currently undergoing training in different locations to prepare for his future role as the president of A Corporation. As part of that training, he's working in various branches to understand the operations and experience what it's like on the ground level. Right now, he's stationed at the M-Town factory, which is why you saw him there.
No way! Keaton is gonna be a CEO and he's more important than me?
Yes, and because of your actions, you've just insulted the future head of the company we rely on for business.
I didn't know. I thought he was just some factory worker trying to sneak in. I had no idea he was someone so important. Wait a minute. Weren't you from a single-parent household? Huh? Back in middle school, you were living with just your mom, right? You never mentioned having a dad, let alone one who was the president of A Corporation. Well, my parents were both working in different places because of their jobs. From when I was around 10 until I was 15, my dad and I lived apart for about 5 years. What? Why? Around the time my father was offered the position of the next president, he moved to New York for a work assignment. My mother, on the other hand, had a senior position at a local company, and since she couldn't easily quit, she stayed behind. That's why she didn't follow him. When I was ready to attend high school in New York, my mother was finally transferred to the Boston office, which was closer to New York. So now my parents are living together in a nice apartment in New York.
No way! I'm pretty sure I explained the whole separate living situation back in middle school multiple times. Wait, what? You had this habit back then of ignoring anything that didn't suit you or conveniently twisting things to fit your own narrative. It seems like even at 30 that hasn't changed. If anything, you've doubled down on it and not in a good way. That's not what I meant. Given your tendency to look down on people you think are in weaker positions, I'm guessing you've been up to your usual antics, haven't you? Well... In any case, the incident at yesterday's party was reported to the higher-ups by Mary, your sales department manager. From what I've heard, that report opened the floodgates. Now there are more complaints coming in about you from other employees and even some of our business partners. Looks like this is being treated as a compliance issue that can't be ignored. That's why you've been put on mandatory leave, right? All you can say is, huh? Shut up! I was working at the main office, and now I'm about to get demoted if I'm lucky. If demotion is all you're facing, you might get off easy. What? Just a guess. I've already received an apology from your company for the incident, and the rest is an internal matter for F Corporation to handle. Wait, so... I've been informed that I'll be notified of the final decision regarding your punishment, so I guess I'll just wait for that. Hold on a second! Stop being so casual about this! Help me out! Help? You? Why? Because we're friends, right? Friends? What part of our relationship resembles friendship? Well, I mean... If you can't answer that, then we're not friends, are we? Wait, please! I'm busy and I don't have time for this. See you around. No, Keaton, wait! Regarding Dan's punishment, to get straight to the point, officially he resigned voluntarily. In reality, he was fired. By the way, F Corp is a local company in our hometown where both Dan and I grew up. As a result, many of the employees are familiar faces, classmates, seniors, and juniors from school. This incident became the catalyst for Dan's bad personality and abusive language to spread throughout the community. Soon enough, even his parents, who were similarly unpleasant, found themselves in a tight spot socially. Eventually, they couldn't bear the shame and left town, abandoning the house where Dan was born and raised. About 6 months after all this, Mary mentioned to me that she saw someone who looked like Dan at a construction site while on a business trip. He was being scolded and carrying materials while sniffling in tears. I can only hope that the tough working conditions straighten out his twisted attitude. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Hey, Brock! Where the hell did you go? Your room's empty. There's not a single thing left. It's like you vanished. Brock, answer me, damn it! I'm not going to waste my whole entire day looking around for where you went. I have to get back to the casino soon as well.
You should have figured it out by now the moment you saw all my stuff was gone. I've decided to move out of the house.
What?
I've already told Mom everything, but seriously, just because I lived there doesn't mean you can dump all the housework on me.
Huh?
It's been affecting my work, so I decided I couldn't stay there any longer.
You quit your job and turned into a shut-in, didn't you? Doing housework is the least you could do. Since you can't contribute money to the house, I figured I'd make you useful in other ways. Just how far are you planning to sink? Look at your brother Mark, busting his ass to get an offer from a top company. Why don't you take a page out of his book?
That's the thing. The reason I left my company was to work from home. I'm freelancing now, taking on projects. And that means I can't be home all day doing chores for you.
Freelancing? That's just a fancy way of saying you're a part-timer, and let's be honest, you're not making any money.
Freelancing and part-timing are two completely different things. How many times do I have to explain this? You're not even trying to understand what remote work is about. And besides, you're not working at all right now, Dad.
What?
Yeah, it was around the time I'd been working for about 2 years. You inherited Grandpa's fortune and then quit your job, didn't you? You got all high and mighty, spending way too much, and now you've racked up a ridiculous amount of debt because you couldn't stop living the high life.
You knew about that?
The real mystery here is how you thought I wouldn't notice. And on top of that, you owe all that money to Uncle, the same one who paid for my tuition. Just because Uncle's stationed overseas and hard to reach doesn't mean you can slack on paying him back. Do you realize how messed up that is?
I never said I wouldn't pay him back.
Well, you'd better make sure you do. And that's why I'm going to send you some money for the time being, enough to cover rent and living expenses. But there's a catch. You have to start working. I've already talked this over with Mom, and I told her the same thing. You two need to have a serious conversation and figure things out. But as for me, I'm done. I'm never setting foot in that house again.
Wait a second.
Goodbye.
I can't believe you actually left. You're not even working in the first place. This is unbelievable.
Both parents have no understanding of what it means to work from home. I can't believe you're so out of touch with how the world works nowadays. Remote work is a perfectly normal way to earn a living, and it's becoming more and more mainstream. People don't even blink twice at it anymore, but here we are.
That has nothing to do with the fact that you're not actually working.
I've had enough of this. I'm not even trying to make you understand anymore. I've given up on that. Look, like I said before, I'll keep sending money to help, but only because I don't want to burden Uncle any more than we already have. He's the one who covered my tuition, after all. And for Mark's sake, since he's still in college and living at home, I want to make sure things don't get harder for him. So you better start working seriously.
Brock! Hey, Brock, could you send a bit more money this month?
What? Why? I'm already sending $3,500.
Well, I kind of messed up at the part-time job I started recently, and now I have to pay for damages out of my own pocket.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I guess I'm really not cut out for working after all.
Oh, come on.
I promise I'll find another job soon. But also, starting in 2 months, the rent's going up and utility bills have been sky high lately. You know how it is with water and electricity costs going through the roof. When I put it all together, the only solution is for you to send more money.
I don't know.
Plus, there's still all that debt hanging over us, so I'm really begging you.
Fine. I guess I have no choice.
Hey, Brock, you should really be ashamed of yourself.
What? Dad, you barely ever reach out, and now suddenly you're contacting me just to lecture me? What's this all about?
You've been slacking off on the money you're supposed to be sending lately, haven't you? You think I wouldn't notice?
Wait, what? What are you even talking about?
Don't play dumb. It didn't take me too long to figure it out. It was weird from the start for someone like you working freelance or part-time to be sending us that kind of money. At first, I thought maybe you were just chipping away at your severance package from when you left your job, or maybe you even took out a loan just to keep up appearances. Am I right? But there's no way you could keep that up long term. You're not fooling anyone. I knew sooner or later the well would dry up.
Where are you getting these ideas from?
It's obvious when you think about it, but when I look at Mark now, he's something else. He's doing everything right. He graduated, got a job at a major company this year, and do you know what he's done? He's already started sending us money. It's like you two swapped places. He's stepped up where you've fallen down. Guess how much he's sending us? $5,000, Brock. That's right, $5,000 every month. Mark really knows how to support his family. You should learn something from your younger brother, honestly.
What? $5,000? Mark? Dad, that doesn't make sense. How could Mark, who just started his career fresh out of college, afford to send you that much money every month? And wait a second, what's this about me only sending $5? Where are you getting that from? The $5,000 you're talking about? It's coming from me, not Mark.
You? Are you trying to be funny? You, a part-timer? Don't make me laugh. You're trying to tell me that someone in your position can afford to send that kind of money?
Dad, come on. How many times do I have to explain this? I'm not a part-timer. I'm freelancing. I've told you this before, but you never seem to listen.
Freelancer, part-timer, same difference. At the end of the day, you're still just scraping by. You might think you're doing well, but we both know the truth.
You still don't get it. Fine. How about this? Why don't I just stop sending the money altogether? Would that be better for you?
What?
The money, Dad. I'll stop sending it. You're always saying how it doesn't matter and calling it $5. So if it's that insignificant to you, maybe it's time I stop sending anything.
Go ahead then. Stop sending it. If you think your little contribution makes a difference, then by all means see what happens when you stop. You really think losing $5 is going to hurt us? Come on, Brock, get real.
Dad, I'm telling you, it's not $5, it's $5,000. And you're saying you're okay if I stop? If that's what you want, I'll stop sending the money. But you'd better be sure about this, because once I stop, I'm not going to start again.
You really think we need anything from you? You seriously think losing your tiny contribution would make us struggle? Brock, you've got to stop thinking you're more important than you are. There's no way losing your so-called $5,000 would affect us. We'll be just fine without it, trust me. Mark's already got us covered anyway, so we don't need anything from you.
All right then. If that's how you feel, I guess this is a weight off my shoulders. Not having to send that money anymore is actually going to help me out. I didn't want to bring this up, but lately, the amount I've been sending has been getting out of control. The last few months, I've been sending nearly half of my monthly income to you guys. It's been getting harder and harder to manage my own expenses, and I was starting to realize that this just isn't sustainable for me. I didn't want to say anything because I knew you needed the help, but I've been thinking for a while now that I can't keep this up. But you know, Mark's out of school now, and he's moved out of the house into his company's dorms. He doesn't need me to help pay for his tuition anymore, and it sounds like you guys are getting by just fine with what he's sending. So if you're saying you don't need my help anymore, then I'm gonna take you up on that. I won't send anything from now on.
Good! We don't need your money. It's about time you admitted you were struggling. I knew it all along. You were trying to play the big shot, but you were barely keeping it together, weren't you?
Yeah, you said it yourself. You don't need me to send anything, right? I was planning on transferring this month's money next week, but I guess I'll just hold on to it now. It sounds like you and Mark have everything under control, so I'll stop here.
But...
Nope, no buts. I'm taking your advice and stopping the payments, so thanks for giving me the green light. This'll be the last time we talk about this. I'm done.
Hey, Brock, it seems like this month's allowance hasn't been transferred into my account yet. If you don't send it soon, I won't be able to pay the rent.
Wait, what? Mom, hasn't Dad told you I'm not sending the allowance anymore starting this month?
What? Why not? This is the first time I'm hearing about it.
Yeah, Dad said that losing my allowance wouldn't lead to any major hardship. He also said something about how he didn't need my measly little allowance, so apparently I don't need to send it anymore.
What? Oh, that lazy man who quit his job and spends all day lying around the house has no idea what will happen if the $5,000 allowance stops. Does he not understand the consequences?
Yeah, about that, he seemed to think the $5,000 allowance was from Mark, and that I was only sending $5 every month. He was complaining about it.
Wait, what?
I tried explaining that it's been me sending the $5,000, but he didn't believe me. Mom, do you have any idea why he might think that?
Oh no, oh, I messed up. Hey, you!
Huh?
Is it true that you've stopped Brock's allowance?
Yeah, that's true. Honestly, cutting off a measly $5 isn't gonna make much difference.
What have you done?
Look, let's be real. With such a useless son, what difference does it make? Besides, we have Mark now. He's been sending us $5,000 every month from his job at a major company. So I really don't see why we should worry about Brock.
But it's Brock we're talking about.
What about him?
The $5,000 allowance is actually from Brock.
Wait, what? Are you serious?
Yes.
But you told me that the $5,000 was from Mark and that recently Brock was only sending $5. How does that even work?
Well, Mark told me he stopped sending money.
Wait, what?
He said that living alone in this expensive city makes it impossible for him to keep sending so much money every month.
So the $5,000 from Mark is actually Brock's money?
Exactly. It turns out that the Brock we thought was a failure is actually doing quite well. I don't want to accept that reality.
But Brock is just a part-timer. In that case, Mark from the major company is the one who's successful.
Well, Brock is actually running his own business now. He's a company president.
Huh?
I didn't believe it at first either, but one of the neighbors showed me a magazine with his face on it, and he was featured in a story. He quit his job, went freelance, and then started his own company. I was forced to accept reality after reading that success story.
Why didn't you tell me this before? Why keep something so important a secret?
I did tell you, but you still don't understand the difference between a part-timer and a freelancer, so it ended up looking like Mark was the one doing well. Oh, you've always favored Mark, bragging about him to the neighbors, and now it's hard to correct that image.
Seriously?
Look, more importantly, we need to ask Brock to restart the allowance. If this keeps up, I won't be able to pay this month's rent or utilities, and I won't be able to pay off my debts. I might not even be able to buy the seasonal new handbag.
Right, and I need to fund my gambling next week. I need to contact him quickly.
I really can't believe you didn't understand this sooner. You've been talking about Brock like he's some kind of a loser, while he's actually doing much better than we thought.
It's just hard to believe. Every time we talked about him, it was always in a negative light. I assumed he was just floundering without any direction, not a successful entrepreneur.
Well, that's the mistake we made. We were so focused on what he didn't have that we failed to see what he was achieving.
This changes everything. I thought he was just wasting his time at home while Mark was making something of himself. I didn't realize Brock was actually working hard in his own way.
Exactly. We need to fix this before it's too late. I mean, we could lose our connection with him, and then where would we be?
I'll reach out to him. Maybe we can talk about getting the allowance back on track, but also find ways to show him we appreciate what he's doing.
Yes, that sounds perfect. Let's not wait too long, or we might lose him.
I'll do it right now.
Good. I really hope we can fix this.
All right, I'll text him right away. Brock! I heard a lot from Mom. It turns out that the allowance of $5,000 you've been sending is real, isn't it? Now that the misunderstanding has been cleared up, let's put everything behind us and move forward. I need you to transfer this month's payment right away. Huh? Why hasn't he read it? Seriously, Brock? Are you ignoring me? I need that $5,000 from you right now!
Actually, the remittances I had been sending were done in consultation with my uncle as a final act of kindness. He told me that if this doesn't work, he would throw my parents into a place where they would be reprimanded, setting up a 24-hour surveillance system to ensure the repayment of their debts. After all this, he confirmed the current situation where the condition of working for the remittances was not being fulfilled. Finally, my uncle decided to take action. As it stands now, my parents have had their means of communication taken away, and it seems they aren't even in America anymore. I feel a sense of relief knowing that I can leave this to my uncle, as he will handle everything effectively. By the way, my younger brother Mark looks genuinely cheerful now, having finally been freed from our parents' overindulgent love. We've always had a good relationship as brothers, and right now we're living together in a certain part of New York City. We've been discussing how we want to lead solid lives, learning from our parents' mistakes and avoiding the same pitfalls. It's a refreshing change to be free from that chaotic environment, and we're both motivated to work hard and build a future that doesn't involve the same struggles our parents faced. Mark has started working at a major corporation, and he's enjoying the stability it brings. He's learning how to manage his finances wisely, unlike our parents, who made reckless decisions that put them in such a dire situation. Watching him flourish is inspiring, and it makes me want to push myself further, too. Living together has its challenges, of course, but we're committed to supporting each other. We share chores, cook meals, and even brainstorm ideas for side projects we can work on together. Mark has this idea of starting a small business that aligns with his interests, and I've been giving him feedback and helping him refine his plans. It's a breath of fresh air to discuss our aspirations without the weight of our parents' expectations or negativity hanging over us. We both agree that maintaining a strong bond and being there for one another is essential. There's a newfound sense of camaraderie that has strengthened our relationship. Sometimes I think back to how things were with our parents. The endless arguing, the mismanagement of money, and the chaos that seemed to follow them everywhere. I realize now how much that environment impacted us. We spent so much time trying to navigate their issues, often sacrificing our own needs in the process. But now, Mark and I can focus on our own paths. We're excited about the opportunities that lie ahead. We even set short-term and long-term goals to help guide our journey. Every week, we sit down together to review our progress, making adjustments as necessary, and celebrating our small wins. One of our shared goals is to travel together. We've always wanted to explore different cultures, try new foods, and create lasting memories outside of our old life. We've started saving a little each month, and we've already made a list of places we want to visit, like Chicago, Las Vegas, and even some international destinations like Paris or Berlin someday. We often talk about how this new chapter in our lives is a chance for us to redefine what family means to us. Instead of relying on our parents, we're building a family of our own, one based on mutual respect, understanding, and support. It's liberating to take control of our futures, and we're determined not to repeat the mistakes of our past. Having my uncle involved has been a huge relief. Knowing he has my back allows me to focus on my career and personal growth without constantly worrying about our parents' situation. His actions have shown me the importance of having a solid support system, and it's inspired me to be that kind of support for Mark as well. With all these changes, I've also taken the time to reflect on my own aspirations. I've been considering what I truly want to do with my life outside of just making a living. I want to pursue something meaningful that can help others too. Perhaps getting involved in community service or nonprofit work could be a way for me to give back while fulfilling my personal ambitions. In conclusion, while the path leading up to this point has been tumultuous, I believe it has ultimately shaped us into stronger individuals. Mark and I are not just surviving, we are thriving, and I couldn't be prouder of what we're achieving together. Here's to our journey ahead, to the lessons we've learned, and to the lives we will build, one step at a time. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Ava, are you out being a boring business girl yet again today? I'm sure you meant that to be a funny diss or something, but you're the only one that's laughing right now. Must mean you have nothing going on, like usual. Oh, well, I'll have you know that I'm actually super busy right now. So busy, in fact, that you should be thankful I'm taking the time to talk with you now. Even though you aren't working a job, are you at least busy enough to help Mom with her hospital bills now that she's back in the hospital again? Because right now, I'm the only one that's been doing anything to support her through this battle. I don't have to work for myself or any of you guys. I already get enough from Dad's inheritance as it is, so I'm fine. You do realize that you took most of that money from Mom, so it's not something to brag about. If I remember correctly, the amount he gave to you in his will disappeared in a matter of days, right? Did you end up spending all of that on different guys or something? And that's why Mom allowed you to have some of her money? Yeah, I sure did spend it going out with some other men, but what's wrong with that? And either way, it would eventually become my money once she's gone. Oh, and you decided to give up your inheritance to Mom, right? I suppose when you work a lot and have no free time to spend any of your earnings, there's no point in getting an inheritance anyway. So why not let me have more money if you're not going to spend it? I never said that I gave any of that money given to me away. Please stop trying to overstep your boundaries and make up lies about what I say, okay? And by the way, don't you think you should come to see Mom in the hospital at some point? She's been asking to have us both here as we're her only family, and it's lonely without the two of us. I don't really care to at the moment, and luckily I have you to be by her side for me. After all, you are way too serious to do anything besides be by Mom's side, you loser. That's probably the reason why Jason cheated on you as well. What are you on about? Are you telling me that you found out that Jason is cheating on me? Because I told him to keep all of that a secret so we didn't get questioned anymore. It's not just that I found out about it, but the fact that he's cheating on you for me. Huh? You really never knew about that? Thank goodness I finally told you, or you'd be stuck wondering about that forever, and it would make things harder to explain when we decide we want to get married. Guess that's what happens when you're too busy for your own man, though, huh? Ew, what the hell? You already had a time where you were messing around with other people's husbands, yet you still didn't learn your lesson then when you were found out about? And this time you've gone after my husband? How far are you planning to go with all of this bullcrap? Well, come on. Jason told me that you were never home to spend time with him, so he was getting fed up with the time he was wasting. And so when I realized all of that, I flirted with him a little, and he sure did take that bait real quick. It must have been months since you two did anything with each other as well, because our first night out, he was on top of me faster than I could have ever imagined. What? And now, Jason and I are in the middle of getting ready for a little romantic vacation together. We decided to take a trip out to the Bahamas to stay at a resort and get all comfortable with each other, if you know what I mean. What the frick? We plan to be here for 2 weeks, so don't expect to see us for a little while, and don't even try contradicting one of us. Not only are you going to tell me you're making love to my husband, but now you're saying you guys went on a romantic trip? And where the heck are you getting the money to go on that trip? You don't have that kind of money right now, right? What are you talking about? I have the money from Dad, but this time Jason told me that the trip was on him. Wait, Jason's paying? Oh, we're about to be flying out of the country, so we both won't be able to text you for a little while. Wait. And once we have Wi-Fi, I'm still keeping my phone off because I don't want this trip wasted listening to you complain all the time. But our mom is in the hospital right now. The doctor even told me that right now is looking pretty difficult for her and that she'll need to be here for a while to get all of the treatments she needs. You do realize that doctors are always blowing that crap out of proportion just so they can get all of the extra money from those needless operations, so I'm not worried. But you still don't understand that, so you'll just have to waste all your money on nothing. Mia! See you later! Jason! What the hell have you been doing with my little sister? Going after my sister like that while you are married to me is frickin' ridiculous.
Crap! I thought I turned off my phone for the time being, but I must have just put it to sleep for a little bit.
Well, thank God for that. So are you going to explain to me now what the hell is going on with you two? Are you actually cheating on me with my little sister?
Sure am. Turns out that I love Mia now. I've never felt myself so attracted to a woman until now, and man, does it feel amazing.
You're just going to brag about how much you love her right in front of me? Well, we'll get to all of this later. Right now, my sisters and my mom is in the hospital, and that would be your mother-in-law. Do you really think right now is the time to be having an affair with my sister in the Bahamas?
Stop trying to act like I'll start feeling bad about her being in the hospital while I'm trying to have fun here.
Seriously?
All right, I think that's enough of you already for today.
Wait, Jason.
I want to spend these next few weeks focusing on Mia, and even losing a second of that listening to you is such a waste. So go ahead and enjoy your time sitting in the hospital waiting for her to get better. And how about if you enjoy it a little for your sister and I as well? And on a final note, when we get back, we are getting divorced right away.
Is that so? Well, don't act like this will all be over by the time you're both back. Ava, I'm home. I'm back in the country now, so I've decided to turn my phone back on for you. Mia? I can't believe how awesome those 2 weeks with Jason were in the Bahamas. He sure is such a compassionate and loving man. And so, now that we're back, your time is up and you need to get going on packing your things and leaving this house. It's all your fault. It is all your fault that Mom passed away. The day that you two turned off your phones was the day things took a turn for the worst with Mom. And to add to that, the funeral for her is already over with. And the burial and everything is also finished. What? What are you talking about now? And why are you acting like this is all my fault? You know how 3 months ago Mom had already become pretty ill and was having trouble living on her own, right? Well, before Dad passed away, he had given Mom a ring to wear to remember him by. And so when she was in the hospital, she planned on wearing that ring to have a sense of him still being beside her. However, when she looked inside the ring box for said ring, it was not in there. And just like that, Mom had started to head downhill. But do you know what really broke her heart? It was the note that was left in there saying that the ring was going to waste, so it had to be sold for some good money. And just as I thought, that note was written in your dang handwriting. And so the very next day, after she had lost all hope, she breathed her final breath. Do you understand the despair you created for Mom after taking away the only thing that kept her attached to Dad? I was able to call all around town to see if there were any jewelry stores that had the ring, but by the time I had finally found where it was and had them send it to us, it was too late. And that is such a crappy story that there's no way Mom dying could be seen as my fault. And no matter what you try and say, that ring was going to be mine eventually. The only thing that happened was the timing of me selling it was a bit too soon. I don't think so. All of Mom's things that you expected to get from her were never going to go to you. Huh? I was under the impression that you didn't want to inherit any of her things, and since I'm the only other sister, I'd be allowed to have all her things. I think I told you that I never made that promise with her things. Then how the heck do you know that she wasn't giving me anything? Because I have Mom's will right here with me. Huh? It says here that instead of giving you anything in the will, she wanted to keep it all away from you as a way of you paying her back for selling her precious ring. Huh? And don't think that this document isn't official because I watched her write it all. And not only that, her lawyer was with us when writing everything down, so it's a legal document saying that everything is to go to me after she passes. Really? This all has to be a joke, right? Everything I'm telling you right now is a fact, Mia. And I made sure to have this paperwork all dealt with while you were on vacation with my husband having an affair, so now there is no point in trying to rewrite anything. What the? So now, before you try to run away from this, hurry up and get back here. And if you still want to run away, at least run all the way to hell or something, because it is about time you realize all your sins and pay for them. Please, Ava, what is this all about Jason not being the CEO of his company? Why the hell are you the CEO? Oh, so you're on about that now, huh? Well, that's why I thought it was so funny that you said that Jason had paid for your guys' trip to the Bahamas. Hey, why did he lie to me? And why are you the CEO? Wasn't that company the one that Jason's father founded and led? So shouldn't that make Jason the CEO right now? Right. Half a year ago, Jason was the CEO of this company. Huh? Then why are you now the CEO of that company? Well, it turns out that Jason wasn't really meant to be a leader of any company, as he just couldn't keep up with the workload. And so I was later told that if I wanted to, I could take his place and lead the company. Of course, the company was a bit concerned by this option at first, but when they realized I was the only one that could keep the company from collapsing, they came to me and asked. Of course, after the change, Jason was allowed to stay in the company as an employee, but his ego was way too big and he quit a few days after. And ever since then, Jason has been relying on me to bring in all the money into our household. In other words, he's like a freeloader. Yeah, he doesn't work and lives off me. Wait, but that's really bad for me then. I was hoping that he'd be willing to pay for me now that I have no money, but that hope is long gone. I just can't believe that he was relying on you. Yeah, and by the way, I'd really like you to pay me back for that ring you stole, okay? All in one payment if you don't mind. Wait, I can't do that now. Well, you sold that ring without even telling anyone, so I'd like my money back just as easily as it was stolen from me. But I just thought that Jason would have the money to pay Mom or you back someday. That's why I went and sold it thinking everything would be fine. But now that I know he has no money and no job, everything has changed for me. I'm not going to start feeling bad just because your stupid plan didn't work out for you. Oh, and along with all of this, I've gone ahead and sold Mom's house since she gave it to me. Huh? So if you've gone back there thinking you could stay there, then you have until next week to get out, okay? But Ava! What's up, my ex-husband?
What do you mean, ex-husband?
I already handed in all the divorce paperwork.
Crap! You handed that all in?
Huh? You thought I wouldn't divorce you after all you've done to me?
Well?
The fact that I didn't even divorce you after learning you were with someone else was rare of me. But after having that affair with my own little sister?
I just thought that you'd let me be because I gave you that position as CEO, and I thought that was more than enough.
Didn't you tell me 6 months ago that if you didn't find a new place to work after you left, it was okay for me to leave you? Well, those 6 months are over, and I still haven't even seen you try to work a job. Instead, just going out with Mia and spending all my money.
Well, but...
I'm not screwing around with you anymore, Jason. That was the promise you made to me half a year ago, so it's time we ended things between us. So I don't even want to hear a single complaint from that hole of yours about me being unfair to you.
But...
Now that I have made myself clear, I'd like you to go ahead and pay off that settlement.
Well, but I have no money!
I thought your dad had shown you a place that was hiring.
I don't want to work for that stupid factory out in the middle of the industrial park. And I've heard that the boss there doesn't like to hire people that get divorced over being unfaithful.
Oh, that lady? Isn't that the lady that tried to talk with you a while back? Well, aren't you so happy that you can try and get her to support you? Just lie about the divorce we had and say it was my fault, and then maybe she'll marry you as your sugar mama.
No way! Please, Ava, I'd like for us to get back together.
No thanks. The agonizing life of having to pay for their sins finally began. It wasn't just karma catching up to them. It was the slow, grinding punishment that seeps into every corner of your life, suffocating you bit by bit until there's nothing left but regret and the bitter taste of your own mistakes. At first, I watched their downfall from a distance, almost in disbelief. These were the people I had once trusted, once loved, the ones who had smiled in my face while stabbing me in the back. I couldn't look away, even if part of me wanted to. It was like watching the final act of a tragedy I had never asked to star in. But now it was no longer my tragedy, it was theirs, and I was content to stand at the edge of the stage, arms folded, watching as the curtains fell. Let's begin with my little sister Mia. If there was ever someone who thought the world existed to serve her, it was Mia. My sister had always been the type who acted first and never thought about the consequences. She loved the thrill of it all, the attention, the chaos, the drama. She wore recklessness like a crown, and for a while it worked. She got what she wanted. She played with people like puppets, bending them to her will, discarding them when she got bored. She believed herself untouchable, unstoppable, invincible. But life has a way of humbling even the most arrogant of souls. And when that moment finally came for Mia, it was brutal. For a long time, she had been living under our mother's roof, running wild, disappearing for days at a time. She thought she was untouchable, hiding behind the walls of the house where we had both grown up, using it as her fortress of lies and manipulation. She surrounded herself with men, luring them each into her little web of deceit. Each one thought they were special, that they were the only one, but the truth was, they were just numbers to her, placeholders to keep her entertained. She had no respect for them or their families, no regard for the lives she was tearing apart in the process. Eventually, though, the truth surfaced. It always does. One by one, the wives and girlfriends of the men Mia had been sleeping with started connecting the dots. The lies unraveled, and the fury that followed was nothing short of an inferno. Lawsuits came pouring in, legal threats, demands for compensation. It was chaos. And Mia, who once strutted around like a queen, suddenly found herself trapped in the rubble of her own kingdom. When the dust finally settled, the financial cost of her recklessness hit her like a freight train. $150,000. That's what she owed. An amount that might as well have been $1 million for someone like her. The fear in her eyes when the final numbers came in, I wish I could say I felt sorry for her, but I didn't. She had earned every cent of that debt. It was the price of playing with other people's hearts and lives like they were toys. And just when she thought it couldn't get worse, reality hit her again. Harder this time. Jason, the man she thought was her ticket out of this mess, told her he was leaving her. But Mia, ever the manipulator, had already made the decision to cut him loose. He had no more value to her. His pockets were empty, his status worthless. He was no longer the golden goose she had tricked him into thinking he was. So they parted ways, both of them bitter and empty-handed, blaming each other for the ruins they stood in. From what little I hear, Mia is still out there somewhere, clawing for scraps, trying to earn enough to pay off what she owes. But I'm not part of her world anymore. I cut her off entirely. I don't answer her calls. I don't respond to her messages. She's on her own, and as much as it stings to say it, that's where she belongs now. She made her bed, and now she has to lie in it, without me there to soften the blow. Now, let's move on to Jason, my ex-husband, the man who stood at the altar and made promises he never intended to keep, the man who looked me in the eyes and told me he loved me while he was betraying me behind my back. When everything fell apart, I made sure he understood that our chapter was closed for good. The house we had once shared, it was under my name, and I made damn sure he would never set foot in it again. But I didn't stop there. I didn't just kick him out. I sent all his belongings to that factory boss's wife, the woman he had been having an affair with. I wanted them to face each other, to have no choice but to confront the mess they had made. I imagined the awkward conversations they'd have as they unpacked the boxes together. It was petty, I'll admit it, but it felt good. It felt like the kind of petty justice that fit perfectly with the crimes they committed. A few days later, I got a payment from her. She paid off every penny Jason owed me. I didn't even have to chase him for it. She wrote the check, probably to make sure I stayed out of their lives. Fine by me. They could have each other. They could rot together in the little fantasy world they built on lies and betrayal. And now Mia and Jason are both stuck in their own personal hells. Isolated, bitter, full of resentment. Their lives are exactly what they deserve. Empty, lonely, and suffocating. They burned every bridge they ever had, and now they get to live in the ashes. And me? I get to walk away, knowing I'll never have to see their faces again. That is its own kind of freedom. But there was still one last thing I had to do, one last tie to the past that I needed to sever before I could finally move on with my life. The ring. My mother's ring. The one my father gave her when they were young, when they still believed in things like love and loyalty. That ring had meant everything to her. It was a symbol of a bond that no one could break, a reminder of the life they had built together. And after everything that happened, I couldn't stand to see it sitting in a box, gathering dust, becoming nothing more than a reminder of pain and betrayal. So I wrapped it up carefully, placed it in a little velvet box, and drove to the cemetery. It was a cold day, gray skies hanging heavy overhead. The air smelled like rain. I sat by her grave, the weight of everything that had happened pressing down on me. I told her everything, every betrayal, every lie, every heartbreak. I told her how Mia and Jason had finally gotten what they deserved. I told her how justice had been served in the most fitting way possible. And for the first time in a long time, I felt like she was listening, like she was sitting there beside me, nodding, maybe even laughing a little at the absurdity of it all. I dug a small hole next to her headstone and placed the ring inside. I whispered to her that now she could have it back. Now she could feel close to Dad again. Maybe it was silly. Maybe it was pointless, but in that moment, it felt right. It felt like closure. As I stood there, staring at the little patch of dirt where the ring now rested, I realized something. I wasn't angry anymore. I wasn't bitter. I wasn't haunted by the ghosts of what could have been. For the first time in what felt like forever, I was free. Free from them, free from the past, free from the weight of carrying their sins on my back. I walked away from the graveyard that day with my head held high. The city lights flickered in the distance, a reminder that life moves on, no matter how broken we feel inside. And as I walked toward my car, I smiled. I had survived the storm. I had weathered every betrayal, every heartbreak, every knife in the back. And now, finally, I could let it all go. I was done being their victim. I was done clinging to the past. I was ready to live again. But even as I walked away from that grave, as the cold wind tugged at my coat and the sky above threatened rain, something inside me trembled. There was relief, yes, a weight lifted, but there was also something else lingering in the quiet, a hollow, aching stillness. I had spent so long consumed by revenge, by bitterness, by the need to make them pay, that now I wasn't sure what to do with myself. For months, maybe years, my life had revolved around anger. It had been the fuel that got me out of bed, that pushed me forward when I wanted to crumble. And now that it was over, I stood there in the emptiness, uncertain. The truth was, letting go was harder than I thought it would be. I sat in my car for a long time, hands gripping the steering wheel, staring at the cemetery gates. I thought about my mother, about how she had spent her entire life devoted to a family that, in the end, betrayed her memory. How she had loved us, protected us, believed the best in us, even when we didn't deserve it. And maybe that was the cruelest part of it all, that she died never knowing how far we had fallen. Or maybe, in some way, she always knew. Maybe she saw it coming and tried to protect me from it. I leaned my head back against the seat, closed my eyes, and breathed. For the first time in a long time, I let the tears come. They slid down my cheeks silently, like apologies whispered to no one. I wasn't crying for Mia or Jason. I wasn't even crying for my mother. I was crying for myself, for the girl I used to be, the one who believed in happy endings, in loyalty, in love that lasted. That girl was gone now. She had been shattered by betrayal, and what remained was someone harder, colder, sharper around the edges.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Hey, John! I didn't know you worked for our subcontractor. Your face when we ran into each other at the entrance, it still makes me laugh. You're still as trashy as when we met at the reunion party 7 years ago.
Hi there, Micah. I bet you were surprised to see your classmate from middle school at your client's company. Well, you were also making an interesting face.
What? You learned to talk back, huh? You used to be so quiet, nerdy, and at the lowest of the hierarchy back in school, a piece of trash from a poor family.
Micah, how long do you think it's been since we graduated middle school? We're already 35. It's been long since we both became adults, and the company I work for has a transaction going with your company. Let's both grow up and talk in a mature manner.
Mature, huh? The subcontractor is basically our slave, isn't that very logical, no?
Slave?
If you don't want to be one, you could be a servant.
That's the same thing.
A guy who works for the subcontractor has no right to say that. Gosh, it's gonna be so easy now that I know you're working for them.
About the mail you sent to my address I use for work, what are the files attached to the mail?
Huh?
There was no title nor any text in the mail, so I was wondering what you sent it for. Judging from the file name, it looks like it's about a different client. What is this?
Oh, about that.
If you made a mistake and sent it to me, I'll delete it without opening the file.
Nope, it's not a mistake.
Huh? Then what is it?
The price offered by your rival company is written on it.
Does that mean this is their estimate?
Yup. Look through it carefully and offer us a better price next time. If you can't do that, we're not signing a contract with your company again.
Wait a minute. Don't tell me you sent me the actual estimate sent to you by our rival company.
You're right.
Did you ask for their permission?
Huh? Why do I need to do that?
That's a huge problem.
How?
This estimate was made by our rival company for a transaction between your company and them. You can't just send the information to another company without asking for permission.
Huh? A trashy employee from a subcontractor has no right to talk back to me like this. Just check that estimate provided by your rival company. If you can offer us a better price, we'll renew our contract. If not, we're calling it off right away.
I can't look through documents that involve other companies without permission.
Huh?
If I take even a glance, you might be punished for it. I'll keep this a secret this time and delete it without looking at it, so don't do this again, okay?
Huh? Who do you think you are? I'm giving a trashy employee like you a chance. How dare a piece of trash object against an elite like me? We can cancel our transaction right now if you want to.
You call yourself an elite?
Is that a problem for you? I had always been clear that I was born as an elite.
Well, it's true that you were smart and athletic back in middle school. Teachers were also very impressed by your performance.
Right? And now I work at a company that's your main contractor, meaning I'm way higher in the social hierarchy than you. It's obvious that you're a piece of trash and I'm an elite. No matter how hard you try, our status will always stay like this. So just look at the estimate I sent you and agree to provide the products at a cheaper price than now.
I told you I can't.
I'm telling you not to talk back, you piece of trash.
I don't care if you call me a piece of trash. Do you know that if you push this case harder, you might lose your position?
Those threats won't work on me.
Most importantly, I can't decide alone whether we can provide the products cheaper than other companies. First of all, another employee from my company is in charge of dealing with the transactions between your company. You should know that I can't reply to you about this case right away when I'm not even involved in this transaction.
Then I'll give you a week. I'll text you again Friday afternoon, so make the decision by then.
I see. Looks like you're forcefully trying to make us offer you a cheaper price.
Of course.
Okay, then we'll talk again Friday afternoon.
Good, you understand. You should have just agreed to it from the beginning. If you don't want us to cancel our transaction, make sure you follow what I said.
You're the one who's gonna be canceled.
Huh?
Goodbye, then.
Greet you. When I got to work today, they called me to a meeting room and they told me to stay at home for a while as punishment. When I asked for the reason, they told me that it's because I sent you the estimate from your rival company. Only me and you knew about this, which means that you're the one who told my boss.
You're not wrong, but first I sent the file to my boss. Of course, I didn't open it even once. I asked my boss to check with Mr. Henry, your boss, if the file was something we are really allowed to see.
How dare you do that?
I thought it was pretty obvious that this would happen.
Why?
You would have definitely been punished for not getting permission before sending me that. But alongside the estimate by another company, you also sent me some confidential files.
Huh? Confidential?
Things that would affect their future was written on here. You sent something so important to an employee from another company. You did something that would basically make you a spy, Micah.
Spy? You're making it sound worse.
Well, I wonder why you got suspended from work then.
Huh?
I bet they're deciding what to do with you.
What?
Did you really think that this was a normal suspension?
I just sent a single email.
You sent confidential files to another person. You should understand how problematic it is for you to send confidential files to others.
Oh, but you said you didn't take a look. That means nothing happened, basically. Did you explain that to your boss?
Listen, Micah, the problem is not that.
Why?
You spread confidential information to someone from outside the company. You should be punished for that action itself. It doesn't mean that you should be forgiven just because I didn't open the file and see what was inside.
No way. Wait, I know. I have a way out.
Way out?
I'll tell them that you made me do it.
Huh?
Yours and their company are rivals anyway. I'll tell them that you made me take part in your plan to defeat your rival company. I bet the executives from my company would believe me over an employee working for a subcontractor.
Hey, can I ask you something?
What?
Your company decided who'll be the next CEO, right?
What does that have to do with this?
You still don't get it?
Huh?
The next CEO of the company you're working for now is me.
What? Huh? Hey, stop with all the nonsense. You work for the subcontractor. There's no way you can become the CEO of the main contractor no matter what you do.
After you went home and demanded a suspension from work, I announced it during the morning meeting.
What?
I guess you didn't know because you worked at a different branch, but I always worked at the headquarters.
Seriously?
The reason why I was there on that day as one of the employees at a meeting with the clients was because employees asked for an investigation regarding an overwhelming amount of complaints against the branch you worked at. I asked one of the companies for their cooperation, and when I was going undercover, I met you.
What?
And as a result of investigating, I found out that you were the reason.
Seriously?
We'll decide how to deal with you soon, but you better be prepared. A few days later, Micah got fired before he could set foot into the office again. When I interviewed more employees, I found out that he was being very pressuring against other employees as well, and he was clearly an employee with a problematic attitude. If he stopped causing trouble after that, we could have ended this peacefully, but he barged into my parents' house. To get revenge on me firing him, he made a huge mess at our entrance and garden. After he messed up everything, he laughed loudly, saying that I deserved it. But actually, my parents already moved into a new place long ago. So in the end, the current resident called the police on him, and he got arrested right there. He got a criminal record, and because he has to pay for compensation and everything, I'm pretty sure he has a very dark future waiting for him.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Heather, I happen to hear that your family is going on a trip, and I heard that you're renting a whole villa in Hawaii. I'm so jealous. Hi, Christine. Hawaii! A villa! Where did you hear about it? I heard the kids talking about it. Oh, okay. You're going to spend the holidays next month at the villa, right? Yes. Take me too! Huh? I've only been to Hawaii when I was in elementary school with my parents. I bet a lot of things changed, and we're staying at a villa this time. I'm so excited! Heather? I meant people that aren't part of the family. I'm sorry if it sounded mean, but please don't misunderstand my intentions. Because, to sum things up, my husband, who had a job transfer and works away from home, finally got some time off, and it's a family trip after 2 years. Please let us spend some Huh? What happened?
Something happened in our client's system, and we have to go deal with it now. The problem seems so huge that the employee in charge might not be able to fix it alone, so I have to go with him. I'm sure it's going to be a challenge, so I don't think I can go She had a crush on me one-sidedly.
Huh, is that so?
But she never confessed her feelings for me. She just kept on hitting on me in weird ways.
Weird ways?
She would wait for me at the hallway or stairs and walk past me as if it was a coincidence, or she'd put undercooked chocolate cake in my desk for Valentine's Day. There was also a time when she was wandering around my house.
Huh? She's basically a stalker.
You think so too? According to I'm off to work then.
I'm rooting for you.
Heather, she came to me.
Huh? Are you talking about Christine?
Yup. You know, today was rubbish day for burnables trash, so I left the house with garbage bags. Then she approached me at the rubbish dump. She said, "How dare your wife make you take the garbage out?" Approached me at the rubbish dump. She told me she was on her way to Hawaii.
Oh, I knew she would try to join our trip.
I'll leave just like we planned.
Okay, be careful on your way there.
Yup. You guys be careful too.
Hey, Heather, I thought you were going on a trip today. You're not with Thomas, huh? Hello, Christine. Yes, he had to travel separately due to some reasons. But why do you ask? Do you know why things turned out this way? He had something to do at his parents' house, so he'll come after he's done with that. Is there anything wrong with that? I see. I guess you're not aware of it yet. What is it? Listen, Thomas and I will be staying at the villa in Hawaii alone together. Huh? Hawaii? Actually, we were having dates secretly in front of the rubbish dump. Huh? It's all because you're a horrible wife who makes your husband go take out the trash. I comforted him, and now he's crazy about me. So, tonight, I'll spend a passionate night with your husband. I won't let anyone inside except for him, no matter what. You and your children can go stay at a cheap motel or something nearby. Hey, Christine? What? My family and I were just sitting down for a cup of tea at our hotel. What? I met up with my husband 30 minutes ago. Huh? But when I told Thomas that I would also be going to Hawaii this morning, he told me that we should both enjoy our trip. I guess he meant that he wants you to have What is going on? It says that my husband is the one who rented this villa. Remember, you said you wanted to go on a trip, so when I told your husband about it, he asked if we can let him have our reservation of the villa in Hawaii. Huh? When we checked with the reservation center, they said we could do that. We were planning to cancel anyways, so we decided to let him have it. Wait a minute. Don't tell me. Oh, you... A cheap apartment in a faraway city.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Shelley, my, how long has it been? 3 years, isn't it? 3 years since you stopped coming around, stopped calling, stopped acknowledging the people who welcomed you into this family. Not even a single message at Christmas, Thanksgiving, Easter. Nothing. I'd say I'm shocked, but honestly, you were always a bit cold. Anyway, let's not dwell on the past. It's time we put all that behind us. Given what's happened, I think we can agree it's time for you to come home. Tucker needs someone, and despite everything you've done to him, that still means you. I trust you'll be moving in without any fuss, so tell me, when are you coming?
Wow, I really didn't expect to get a message from you. Is something wrong?
I just told you, didn't I? Tucker needs you. That's all that needs to be said. You can't seriously think you're exempt from that just because you've been sulking in silence for a few years.
I'm not sure that's really appropriate anymore. Things have changed a lot.
Pfft, what changed? You're still his wife, aren't you? What does it matter if you've been keeping your distance? A real wife comes back when her husband is in need.
I think you might be misunderstanding the situation. The way things are now, I'm really not the person for that role anymore.
You're deflecting, that's all this is. You think just because you dropped off the radar, you're somehow off the hook? Oh, please. You made a commitment. You don't get to walk away from that just because it's inconvenient.
I'm not walking away from anything. I did that already, years ago.
Oh, stop being dramatic. What matters now is that you do the right thing. This isn't about feelings, it's about duty. Tucker can't be left alone like this. You have a responsibility whether you like it or not.
If that's really what you believe, then maybe we're not having the same conversation.
You know, the fact that you've gone this long without checking in is honestly shameful considering everything Tucker has been through lately. But I suppose you wouldn't know, would you?
What are you talking about? What happened?
He was in a car accident, a serious one. He's in a wheelchair now. He can't walk. He probably never will again.
Wait, what? Are you serious?
I'm completely serious. He was hospitalized for weeks. He had surgery, physical therapy, the whole ordeal, and now he's trying to adjust to a completely different life. Meanwhile, you've been who knows where, doing who knows what. Not even a text. Not even a single visit.
Wow, this is the first I'm hearing of any of that.
And why do you think that is? Because Tucker didn't want to trouble you, even now, after everything. He was trying to protect you. That's the kind of man he is, kind, loyal, and too considerate for his own good.
Listen, Rachel, I'm sorry to hear this, really. But you're treating me like I deliberately ignored him. That's just not what happened.
It's exactly what happened. You walked away and left him on his own, and now that you're being called to step up, you're full of excuses. You're acting like you have no connection to him at all.
Because things haven't been the way you're describing for quite some time. I'm not trying to argue, but I think you're missing some important context.
What context could possibly matter more than the fact that he's injured and needs someone?
I really am sorry to hear about the accident. No one deserves to go through something like that. But I think there's something you need to understand, because the way you've been speaking to me is like you believe we're still in each other's lives.
What's that supposed to mean?
Tucker and I haven't been in contact for a very long time. We've been living completely separate lives for years now.
Separate lives? Are you saying this whole time?
Yes, 3 years ago I discovered that Tucker was cheating on me. This isn't something that happened recently. And once I found out, that was the end of it for me. I didn't want to stay in a marriage built on lies, so we got divorced.
3 years ago? Oh, that can't be right.
Maybe not to you, but that doesn't change the timeline. After we split, Tucker remarried to the woman he'd been having his affair with. I'm not making this up.
What? That's impossible. He never mentioned any of that to me. Not one word.
I believe that. He probably didn't want to face the conversation. But that doesn't mean it didn't happen. We divorced, he moved on, and so did I. That's the reality.
So what, you expect me to believe you've just had nothing to do with him all this time?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. We haven't seen each other, haven't spoken, no phone calls, no messages, nothing. I didn't even know he'd been in an accident until your message.
Well, that's unbelievable.
I understand why it might feel that way, but I'm telling you the truth. And honestly, I think if you asked him directly, he'd say the same. I just think it's important you hear it plainly.
Well, I'm sorry to say you wasted your time, because I don't believe a word of that. You're just trying to come up with a convenient little story so you don't have to take responsibility. This is so pathetic.
There's nothing convenient about any of this. It's just the truth.
Oh, please, isn't it funny how your so-called divorce just happens to line up with when you suddenly cut off all contact with us? 3 years ago, the timing's just too perfect, don't you think?
It wasn't a coincidence. That was when everything ended. That's why I stopped coming around.
No, you disappeared because you didn't want to deal with any of it. You got bored of playing house, and now you're lying through your teeth so you don't have to lift a finger. You think I don't see through that?
If you really think I'm lying, then check with City Hall. They can pull the divorce record in 5 minutes.
What, you want me to go waste my time on some ridiculous paperwork hunt just because a liar told me to? I'm not playing your little game.
It's not a game. It's public record. I'm not asking you to take my word for it.
You can say whatever you want, but you're still going to come here and do what needs to be done. Tucker can't work right now. Someone has to support this household, and that someone is going to be you.
I don't think you understand the position you're in. You can't just assign me to take care of someone I haven't seen in years.
Oh, I absolutely can. You're young, you're healthy, you had a job, which you'll be keeping, by the way. Tucker can't earn any more, so you'll be supporting him. That's your role now.
Excuse me?
And the house needs to be remodeled. Barrier-free, ramps, widened doorways, everything. It'll cost a fortune, but I assume you'll be covering it. After all, he's your husband.
No, he's not, and I can't believe you actually think this is normal.
Don't try to dodge this again. You're the one who made vows. You're the one who walked out. And now, when it really matters, you're the one who's going to make things right.
This entire conversation has been completely detached from reality. If you want answers, if you want to understand what actually happened, then you should ask Tucker himself.
He's been through enough already. I'm not going to drag him into more drama.
You're already doing that by demanding things from someone who doesn't owe you anything. I've told you what happened. I've been honest. And I'm not going to keep defending myself against a version of the past that only exists in your head.
You quit your job? Are you completely out of your mind, Shelley?
Excuse me? How do you even know that?
Oh, don't act surprised. I called your office to get your availability for Tucker's physical therapy. And what do I hear? You just up and left. Without warning? Without even telling anyone?
That wasn't your place to ask about, and frankly, it's not your place to comment either.
Oh, please, don't start playing the victim now. What on earth are you thinking? You're the one who should be supporting Tucker. He's in a wheelchair, for God's sake. He can't work.
And I'm not responsible for that. I've told you before, and I'll say it again. Tucker and I are divorced. I don't owe him anything.
You stood at an altar and made vows, for better or worse. Ring a bell? And now that he's facing worse, you've run off like a coward.
No, I walked away after your son had an affair and moved on with another woman. You call that cowardice? I call it survival.
Oh, give me a break. A little affair, and suddenly you think that justifies throwing away your marriage? People work through these things every day, but no, not you. You just disappeared the second it got difficult.
It wasn't a little affair. He was seeing her for months behind my back, lying to me every step of the way. And when I found out, he didn't even apologize. He just packed up and left.
That's ancient history, and you know it. You're using that as an excuse to abandon him now that he actually needs you.
I don't need any excuse. I am telling you once again that I am not his wife anymore. I am not a caretaker, I'm not an employee, and I am not obligated to sacrifice my life for a man who betrayed me.
So what, you quit your job just to sit around and sulk? That's pathetic. You think that's going to help anything?
I didn't quit my job to sit around. I left because my new husband was transferred for work. I can't keep my job over here when we'll be living hours away.
Oh, now you're saying you've remarried. Oh, how convenient. Don't make me laugh.
It's not convenient. It's true. Our parents introduced us after my divorce was finalized. We've been married for over a year now.
Lies, every word. You're just running away again because now that Tucker's disabled, you can't bear to look at him.
That's not only insulting, it's absurd. I didn't run away from his disability. I walked away from his betrayal. And unlike him, I didn't pretend to be loyal while sneaking around with someone else.
Don't you dare try to twist this into some moral high ground. You left him when he was able-bodied, and now you're washing your hands of him completely.
That's because I already did. 3 years ago in court with witnesses and with his signature on the divorce papers.
You think a piece of paper means you get to erase all of this? You think you get to start over while he's stuck with nothing?
He's not stuck with nothing. He has a new wife, the one he chose over me. If he's suffering now, I genuinely hope she's there for him. But I am not part of that picture anymore, and you need to stop pretending I am.
You know, now that I think about it, the more appalling this little attitude of yours is. Did you forget that the accident only happened because Tucker was trying to get away from you? He said you saw him with that woman and you lost your mind.
Wait, what?
Yes, that's what he said, that you caught him in the act and started making a scene. He said he panicked, tried to get away in the car, and that's when it happened.
I never saw anything in person, not once.
Oh, don't lie to me. He said you showed up out of nowhere, that you screamed at them and chased after his car.
No, that never happened. I wasn't even there. When I found out about the affair, it wasn't because I walked in on anything. I hired a private investigator. It was all handled quietly.
You hired someone?
Yes, I still have the report if you want to see it. It lists the dates, photos, even the hotel name. It's all in there. I didn't yell, I didn't scream, I didn't confront anyone. I just left.
Then what was he talking about?
Well, that's a good question.
He told me that's why the accident happened, that you caught him cheating and he got scared.
Maybe that part is true, just not the way he told it.
What do you mean?
Well, if he wasn't talking about me catching him, then maybe someone else did.
What are you saying?
He married the woman he was cheating on me with, right? But if the accident happened more recently, long after we were out of each other's lives, maybe it wasn't me who caught him. Maybe it was someone else.
No, he wouldn't. He's already got a second chance. He wouldn't be that stupid.
Wouldn't he?
But he looked me in the eye. He said it was all in the past. He said you were the reason he was miserable, that everything fell apart because of you.
And you believed him?
If he was lying about that, what else would he have been lying about?
I think it's time you spoke to Tucker directly because I've explained everything I can. But if you keep contacting me like this, demanding things I have no obligation to provide, I'll have no choice but to protect myself. I'm not saying that to scare you. I'm saying it because I'm done being dragged into something I walked away from years ago. If this continues, I'll speak to a lawyer. Consider this your final warning. Let me know if you'd like a short follow-up from Rachel or a legal consequence scene to close the loop.
I spoke to Tucker. He finally told me what really happened.
I see. So he admitted it?
Yes, the affair, the lies, all of it. He said he was ashamed. That's why he made it sound like you just walked away from your duties.
That tracks. He never wanted to take responsibility when it counted.
He also told me about the remarriage. I had no idea he married that woman. He said he thought I'd be angry, so he just kept it from everyone.
I figured he wouldn't have the courage to explain that part.
And the accident, it happened when he was with someone else. It wasn't even his wife. It turns out one of his mistresses caught him with another mistress.
So he repeated the same mistake. That's awful.
It is. I still can't believe it. But at least I finally know the truth now. And I suppose I owe you an apology for everything I said.
I appreciate that. Thank you for letting me know.
Actually, there's something else I wanted to say. A sort of proposal, if you will.
A proposal?
Now that things are finally out in the open, maybe this is a chance to turn over a new leaf. Tucker is single again, and you work from home now, don't you? You're in the perfect position to care for him properly.
Wait, are you seriously suggesting...
Why not? You two were married once before. It's not like the love just disappears. Besides, your current marriage was just out of obligation, correct? You said your parents introduced you. Those arrangements never run that deep. It's not like you fell in love.
Are you listening to yourself right now?
I'm being practical. You have flexibility now. You're always at home, and Tucker needs someone he can trust. The timing just makes sense.
You think I should throw away my life, my family, everything I've built, so I can go back and play nursemaid to a man who lied, cheated, and left me to clean up the mess?
It doesn't have to be so dramatic. You were happy once, and now that the distractions are out of the way, maybe you could find a way back to that.
No, we were not happy, not in any way that mattered. And do you want to know what I actually remember most about that time?
What?
You.
Me?
Yes, the way you treated me. The way you hounded me nonstop with cruel comments and snide remarks. You didn't just nag me in person. You called, you emailed, you sent text messages at all hours. Remember when you faxed me that complaint about my cooking? Who even uses faxes anymore?
Well, that wasn't abuse. I was just trying to help you become a proper wife.
No, Rachel, it was abuse. You chipped away at me every single day, and you never once saw me as a person. You saw me as a tool, someone to manage your son, your house, your image.
Well, that's not true.
It is, and I never forgot it. You say start over like that part didn't happen, but it did.
Well, maybe I was a little too hard on you, but it was never personal.
It was personal to me. I lived through it. And I am not walking back into it just because Tucker burned every bridge and ended up alone. That's not my problem anymore.
So you're saying there's no chance?
None. I have zero intention of divorcing my husband. He's kind. He respects me. He's the reason I'm doing well now.
But
this conversation is over. A few weeks later, a letter arrived at my parents' house. You guessed it, it was from her. It was carefully worded, filled with phrases like, just keeping in touch and hoping you're well. But buried between the lines was the real message. Tucker had found out she contacted me behind his back, and he was livid. Their relationship apparently had collapsed. He's stuck in the family home, too broke to move out after paying alimony from his latest affair. He works from home now, but the place isn't even wheelchair accessible. The letter was just a thinly veiled plea for sympathy, for help, and maybe even for money. I handed it to my mother, shrugged, and said to toss it in the trash. And just like that, the last string tying me to that part of my life was finally gone.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Harvey, it's me, your mother.
Sorry, who is this?
Your mother, Catherine Marshall. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm finally talking to you. I've been searching everywhere for you, asking people, checking forums, even bribing a guy at City Hall.
I think you've got the wrong person. My mom's name isn't Catherine.
Oh, sweetheart, of course you'd say that. They told you lies. They had to. You were so little when I left, you probably don't even remember my voice. But it's me. It's really me.
Wait, you left? What are you talking about?
I didn't want to go, but your father, he made that impossible. We had terrible fights. He worked for a small construction firm in town. I always thought he could do better, but he just had no drive, no passion. So I did what I had to do. I gave him an ultimatum. Either get a better job or I'm leaving. And he chose his stupid little job over me. I tried to take you with me, but they wouldn't let me. They erased me from your life, Harvey.
Okay, I have no idea what this is. My parents are very much alive and very much married. And my mom, she raised me. I've known her my whole life.
Oh, honey, I'm sure she's a nice woman, but she's not your real mother. I am. I gave birth to you in a small hospital outside of town on a rainy Tuesday morning. You had the tiniest feet I'd ever seen.
I wasn't born in this town.
What?
I was born in another state. We moved here when I was 3.
No, you must be misremembering. Or maybe they forged the documents. It wouldn't be the first time a man tried to erase the mother of his child.
And you're saying you are my real mother?
Yes, I am. I'll never forget the day you were born. You have a birthmark on your right shoulder, don't you?
No, I don't actually.
Oh, goodness gracious, they must have had it surgically removed. But even without that birthmark, I just know that you're mine. A mother knows her child.
Right. Look, I think this conversation has gone on long enough. I don't know who you are, but I'm not the person you're looking for.
Wait, please, just hear me out for one more minute. That TV segment last weekend, the one about the rising young entrepreneurs, that was you, right? Harvey Marshall, the 32-year-old founder of a rising logistics company.
Yes, that was me.
I knew it. The moment I saw your face on that screen, I dropped my cup of tea. You have my eyes, my jawline, even your left ear sticks out just like your uncle's did.
You saw me on TV and then decided we must be related?
No, it's deeper than that. When a mother sees her child, she feels it. I felt it in my bones. I've never been more certain of anything in my life.
Okay, let's say I was your son for argument's sake. Why are you contacting me now?
Because it's time. You're successful, stable, and clearly doing well. I thought we'd been apart for far too long, and maybe now we can finally be together. We can rebuild what we lost and live together as mother and son.
You want to live with me?
Well, just temporarily, or permanently. I don't take up that much space. I've always dreamed of having tea ready for you when you come home from work, and we could take walks together. Oh, and you could help me out just a little, financially.
Ah, there it is.
I'm not asking for a mansion, just enough to get by. I've had a rough life, Harvey. Rent is high, my knees are bad, and part-time jobs just don't cover everything anymore.
How much exactly are you talking about?
Well, I was thinking maybe around $2,000 per month. $3,000 if you're feeling generous. That's what a devoted son might offer, right? And if not monthly, I'd happily take a lump sum, say $20,000 per year. That would really help me get back on my feet.
You do realize this is insane, right? You claim to be my mother out of nowhere, ask to move in with me, and then ask for 20 grand?
I'm not asking, I'm just hoping you'll do the right thing for your mother.
You're not my mother. My mother is the woman who raised me, the one who packed my school lunches and stayed up when I had a fever, the one who actually knows me.
But that should have been me. I wanted to do all those things. Don't you want to know the truth, where you really came from?
No, what I want is for you to stop contacting me. This is deeply inappropriate, and honestly, it's creepy.
Please don't say that. Don't shut me out like this, not when we just found each other again.
I'm gonna block you now. Goodbye.
No, Harvey, don't do this. Please, baby, just listen. Harvey, it's me again, your mother.
You've gotta be kidding. You got a new phone number?
I had no choice. You blocked me. Do you know how much that hurt? I am your mother, and you just cut me off like I meant nothing.
You're not my mother, and getting a new number to harass me is not helping your case.
It's not harassment. I'm reaching out because I love you. I've missed your whole life, Harvey. I never got to hold your hand on your first day of school or cheer you on at a soccer game. I lost everything.
You didn't lose anything because you never had it. I'm not your son. You're not my mother.
You're saying that because they've brainwashed you. Your father and that woman pretending to be your mother, they lied to you for decades.
I checked with my dad, my actual mom, and my grandparents. No one knows a Catherine.
Of course they don't. They scrubbed me out of your life, don't you see? It was all a cover-up. They were afraid you'd find out the truth someday.
You think my entire family has been running a secret conspiracy for 30 years just to keep me from you?
Yes, because they knew you'd want to come back to me, that you'd see who really gave you life and who deserves to be in it now.
I also checked my birth certificate, hospital records, everything. There's no mystery. I'm the biological son of Gregory and Nancy Marshall. End of story.
Birth certificates can be faked. People change names all the time. That woman probably had her name printed over mine. You don't know what your father is capable of.
My parents are still married. They've been happily married for nearly 40 years.
That's what they want you to believe, but deep down, don't you ever get a strange feeling that you don't belong? Like there's something that's been hidden from you for your entire life.
Nope. Can't say that I've ever felt that way.
You have to be my son. You just have to. I know your face, your eyes, that freckle under your eye. Your grandmother had the exact same one.
I think you're confusing me with someone else, probably someone with a similar name.
No, I'm not confused. You are.
My name's not even that unique. Harvey is fairly common, and Marshall is one of the most common surnames in this state. You latched onto a name and built a story.
Stop saying that! You don't understand what it's like to carry a child inside you and then lose him. I've searched for you for 20 years. You can't just tell me I'm wrong.
I am telling you that because I've got the documents, the family, and the memories to prove it.
And what do I have, huh? You think this is easy for me, watching you on TV, knowing how far you've come, while I'm stuck living in a tiny apartment working night shifts just to eat?
You don't know me. You never did.
But I should have. I was supposed to be there with you.
Oh, for the love of... I'm done entertaining this.
Wait, please, just let me explain. Let me prove it. Give me one more chance. So that's it? You're choosing them over me.
I'm choosing reality over delusions. Goodbye.
No, you can't leave me like this. I'm all alone, Harvey. You're the only person I have left.
All right, tell you what. Give me 3 days, and then I'll message you again. There's something I want to look into.
I don't understand. What's there to look into? But if you say so, I've waited 20 years to reunite with you. I suppose I can wait another 3 days.
Hey, you free for a sec?
For you? Always. What's up, TV star?
Yeah, forgot to warn you that segment was airing.
You think? I was drinking coffee and nearly spat it all over my laptop. 1 second I'm zoning out, and then bam, there's your face in a suit talking about warehouse logistics like you invented electricity.
Sorry, I totally spaced on telling anyone.
Honestly, I'm proud of you. That was some big league stuff.
Thanks, but that broadcast brought something really weird into my life.
Uh-oh, what happened?
Some woman has been texting me lately. She's saying she's my real mother.
Wait, what?
Yeah, says her name's Catherine. According to the story she told me, she gave birth to me, then was forcefully separated from me 20 years ago. Then she saw me on TV, recognized me, and went into overdrive finding my phone number.
That's unhinged. Are you okay?
I'm fine, just really confused. I've already told her she's wrong like 10 different ways. I even told her I have the documents to prove she's wrong, but she won't drop it.
So what do you think's going on?
I've been thinking
Maybe she's mistaking me for someone else, like someone with the same name.
Huh, you mean like another Harvey?
Yeah, and you remember your classmate back in middle school? There was a Harry Marshall, right, who wasn't related to us?
Oh, wow. Yeah, I remember him. He was a really tall guy. I think his dad was a roofer or something because he always smelled like tar.
Exactly, a blue-collar guy raised by a single dad.
Wait, are you saying...
Maybe this Catherine woman is his mom? Maybe she saw me on TV, saw the name Harvey, and assumed I was him.
That actually makes a weird kind of sense. Didn't they live a few blocks over from us?
Same neighborhood, yeah, and if she hasn't seen her kid in decades...
Then it'd be easy to get names and faces scrambled, especially if she's desperate.
Exactly.
Want me to reach out to him? I think I still have a line on someone who knows where he ended up.
That'd be amazing, and if needed, you can give him my number.
Consider it done. Hang in there, okay?
Trying to. Thanks, sis. Hello again, Catherine. It's been 3 days, and I'm contacting you just like I promised.
Oh, Harvey, thank God! I was starting to think you'd changed your mind. When can I come over? I've already packed most of my things. Just waiting on your go-ahead.
Come over? What are you talking about?
Well, I assumed you'd want to live together, of course. I went ahead and canceled my lease. The timing worked out perfectly. My rent renewal was due this week anyway. It felt like a sign.
You canceled the lease on your apartment?
That's right. I knew you wouldn't want your own mother living in some tiny, rundown old shack, struggling all alone. You said you'd contact me in 3 days, so I made preparations to move in with you as soon as you were ready.
Catherine, I never said we'd live together. I said I'd contact you. That's it.
There's no way that the boy I gave birth to would be so cold to his own mother. They raised you to be like this, didn't they? That awful, vile woman, whoever she is, she taught you how to push people away. Your heart's been poisoned.
No one poisoned me. I'm just a man who doesn't appreciate being stalked, lied to, and emotionally manipulated.
I'm not lying. You're my son. I'm your mother. I'm as sure about that as I am about anything.
Then I hope you're sitting down because I've looked into everything and I have the truth.
I don't need proof to know that you're my son. I have my maternal instincts to tell me that.
I'm gonna walk you through this. Please read everything before you respond.
Fine.
First, I looked into people in our town with my same first name, and I found someone. A man named Harry Marshall.
But your name's Harvey, not Harry.
I know, my name is Harvey Marshall, his is Harry Marshall. The overlap is close enough to cause confusion, especially if you haven't seen him in decades. Harry is 1 year older than me. He grew up in the same neighborhood. His father worked construction, just like you said.
That's nothing but a coincidence.
It's no coincidence, it's the truth. I hate to say it, but you've been chasing the wrong man.
No, I wouldn't make a mistake like that. A mother doesn't forget her son's name.
You've convinced yourself of something because you needed it to be true, but it's not.
Stop it. Just stop. This is exactly what your father would have wanted. You're playing right into his hands. He's just trying to confuse you, to confuse me. Don't let him keep us apart, Harvey.
If you truly believe I'm wrong, then take a DNA test. I'm willing, are you?
What, so you can pay some lab to fake the results? You have money now. You could make anything say whatever you want.
Catherine, listen to yourself. You're unraveling. I'm not trying to attack you. I'm trying to give you the truth so you can stop wasting your time and mine.
I'm not wrong. I can't be wrong. I saw you on TV. You looked exactly like the baby I lost. You even moved your hands the same way. They said you were rich and successful, making millions of dollars. That sounds just like my boy.
Speaking of which, that's another thing that you got the wrong idea about. You misunderstood the TV segment. They said my company brings in over $1 million a year. That's gross revenue, not my salary.
Well, that's just technical talk. You're the owner, right? It's still your money.
It's not. My team gets paid before I do. I reinvest most of it. After taxes, insurance, 3 kids, a mortgage, and just life, I'm not sitting on piles of cash.
So what? You can't help your own mother with a few thousand?
You're not my mother. I don't owe you anything, especially not money.
But I canceled my lease for you. I thought we could finally be together. And I'm over $50,000 in debt. Who's going to pay that for me now?
Well, I'd like to say you could ask your real son for help, but...
But what? If you say he's my real son, then surely he'll be able and willing to help out his mother.
I don't know how to tell you this, so I'm just gonna give it to you straight. Your real son is dead.
What?
He took a job working at the same company as his father, your ex-husband. They were working on a house together when the scaffolding collapsed, and they were both killed on impact.
No, this can't be happening.
As hard as it is to believe, it is happening.
You were supposed to be my redemption, my second chance, and now you're telling me I've got nothing?
Yeah, that's basically what I'm saying.
Well, since I've already come out this way, do you think I could stay with you for a while? Just 1 month is fine.
I don't know how much clearer I can make this for you. I'm not your son. I have a family of my own, and I don't have any room for you in my life. If you really wanted to reconnect with your son, you should have decided to much sooner.
How about some cash? Maybe 5,000? Or 4,000? Anything would help.
My sister found Harry for me while I had Catherine waiting. He's still alive, still in construction, and happily married. He'd taken his wife's surname and erased every legal trace of Catherine from his registry. She abused him, apparently. Harry wants nothing to do with her. He felt bad asking me to lie for him, but I can totally understand. I wouldn't want a woman as crazy as her coming after me, either. I've heard on social media that there's a middle-aged woman sleeping in a park 2 towns over. She talks to herself mostly, but she'll call out to any men that walk by her and ask if their name is Harry. I'll bet even guys who are named Harry would just say no and keep on walking.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.